how I'm gonna retire. My business is super difficult. At times it feels like a consistent struggle. I need to find something that is like, hey guys, my name is Niko and welcome to my channel, Digital Marketing Tips and Tricks. In this channel, I talk about marketing, I talk about business strategy, but there is a very important topic that every entrepreneur kind of like thinks about, and this is investing. So you had a successful business, you make some money, and the question is, how should you invest your money? This is not an investment advice, so I'm just gonna share my strategy and my plan, and I'm gonna share how I plan to invest my money. And I really believe this is a very good, reasonable approach to investing your money. The first thing that I wanna talk about would be investing in yourself. I know it sounds cheesy, but whenever you make some money, you should like reinvest those money to your education. And this is what I did. I remember back in 2018, I was just starting out. I had $5,000 in my bank account. I had some campaigns, I managed some Facebook ads for clients, and I managed to save $5,000. And the first thing I did with those $5,000, I bought a mastermind for $3,000, and there was this conference in the USA called Traffic and Conversion Summit, and I spent the rest of the money on the Traffic and Conversion Summit, and at this moment I felt like flat broke, but back then I knew that was the right way to go. So always invest in yourself first, always invest in education, because that decision back then was really important for me, and I wouldn't get to where I am right now if I didn't invest those money into my personal growth and into my education. So make sure you pay yourself first and make sure you invest in the best education possible. Buy the best online courses, hire the best coaches, work with the best consultants, and save no money when it comes to your education, because money spent on education and your personal development as an entrepreneur are money well spent. Because the way I see things, we live in a how-to society, right? And everything is just one how-to away. If you wanna make 100 mil this year, it's because you didn't know how to make 100 mil this year. If you cannot execute on your plan to make 100 mil this year, this is because you don't know how to execute on your plan. So it's all how to, and make sure you really dial in the how to and take care of yourself first. The second very important thing I want to talk about, this is to invest in the people around you. This tip would be empowering your circle. And the first time I came across this key concept was when I was listening to an interview by Rick Ross, and he said something really powerful. And he said, if you're making a lot of money, you cannot see all your favorite people struggling, because at one moment you might lose your wealth and there won't be nobody to help you out. That's why support the people around you, help them build businesses, invest in your family, right? I really believe like your family is kind of like your key circle, so I really believe you should start with your family. The first money I made with my online business, I helped my mom open a beauty salon. So I saved up some money, and I gave my mom some money so she was able to open a beauty salon. And that was like the best money I ever spent in my life, because thanks to the money I gave her and thanks to my support, she managed to quit her job and she started her own business at age 55. And I'm really proud and happy with the decision that my mom took. Also, empowering your circle is not only about money, but it's also setting up the example. So what I'm trying to do is just trying to set up the best example I can. I try to work hard, I try to grow my business, I try to deliver the best service for my clients possible. See how this affects the people around me, because I came from the gutter, as Antonio Montana would say, I come from the gutter, you should know that. Anyway, but whenever I grow in my business, I see how people around me get inspired and they start making better decisions for themselves. And some of my friends started building businesses, and some of my friends really stood up. So this is very, very important. Be the example that you want to see in the world, right? It's a very common cliche quote, but it's super, super important. The third best investment you could make, in my opinion, this is real estate. And a lot of people here buy Bitcoin, or they buy crypto, or they buy NFTs, or they buy some other stuff. But I believe that you need to have your base. You need to have a place to live. You need to have a home, right? Because this will give you security. No matter what happens, you have a place to stay. You don't have to pay money for rent. If you're like a traveling entrepreneur, there would be like always your base country, a place you could go and feel home. So I really believe owning a property is super, super essential. Also, usually property grows in value. So if you bought an apartment for 100k, that apartment would cost like 200k in 10 years. You could always sell it. So I really believe property would be a very, very good investment. The fourth thing that I want to mention, this is investing in ETFs. So I really like the Nasdaq and the S&P. I still haven't made the investment into ETFs, but this will be my next investment. I plan to buy the Nasdaq index because I really like it. It's just technology companies, and this ETF or this index grows by around 15% for the last, 15 to 20 years. You can do the mathematics. There are those compound interest calculators. I recently turned 30 and I started thinking, oh, what I'm doing with my future. I need to do something on the long term. How I'm gonna retire. My business is super, super difficult. At times it feels like a consistent struggle. I need to find something that is like, I have some crypto, I've invested in some crypto, but I'm not sure if it's going to be like a good, reliable investment on the long term. So my next move would be to invest in the Nasdaq index. So go and research it, research ETFs, S&P, Nasdaq. But basically, if you invest money in those financial tools, let's call them tools, your money grow between 7 and 14%, and they could go all the way up to 20. So let's say that there is this compound calculator. I'm gonna open it right here, and let's say if I invest $10,000 on annual return of 8%, and if I just wait and sit around and I wait for this money for 50 years, I'm gonna have $500,000, right? And this is how the compound interest work. If I invest $10,000 but the annual return is at 13%, after 50 years I'm gonna have 6 million. And this is so powerful, so powerful. And I just wanna do it because I don't think that 10k or like any money you make is just worth the shot. Because if you can think about it, there is not much you can do with 10k. Even like if you think about 50k, with 50k you cannot even buy like a decent apartment. You can even not buy a brand new car, right? The BMWs and the Mercedes and the fancy stuff that you really want to buy, they start at 75 or 80k. So just buying like the Nasdaq for 50k would be like a really good investment, because you invested 50k to return 6 mil or 10 mil, and you just need to be patient and wait. But I know people have problems with patience. I have problems with patience, but the next investment that I'm gonna do would be buying the Nasdaq. Hope you like this video. I'm gonna sum up my best 4 investments strategies for entrepreneurs, and they go like this. Number 1, invest in yourself. Number 2, support your circle, invest in your family, invest in your closest people. Number 3, invest in property, buy an apartment, buy a house, set up your base. and number 4 would be to invest in S&P 500 or Nasdaq. Thank you for watching. My name is Niko. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna add another video on the screen, so go ahead and watch it. If you have any suggestions on my next videos, please let me know in the comments. I'm new to YouTube. I'm giving my best to have like a decent video presentation skills. So I really appreciate you watching this video to the very end. This means so much to me. And yeah, if you could subscribe, that'd be great. I'm gonna see you in my next video.